This is the TUTTIO ICT Electric-Bike, and it doesn't try to hide what it is. The stance is more mini electric motorcycle than commuter e-bike. The frame is thick and clean. The dark gray aluminum has that tough, modern vibe, and the 20-inch fat tires give it a planted look before you even twist the throttle. The bright, wide headlight up front and the bold tail light in the back stand out at dusk, and the whole setup feels a little industrial, a little futuristic, without being flashy for no reason. Key features that stood out to me are the 60V25Ah battery, a motor rated at up to 4000W peak, full suspension with an inverted fork, and hydraulic brakes with big 220mm rotors and four-piston calipers. Those are just numbers on paper until you ride it, and I'll be honest, I was excited and a bit skeptical at the same time. In my opinion, the gap between spec sheets and daily riding is where a lot of e-bikes stumble. From my experience, the torque is what hits first. Torque is the twisting force that gives you that instant pull when you roll the throttle, and the TUTTIO ICT claims about 107 Nm. It feels every bit of that. The power shows up right away, which is great for quick launches and short gaps in traffic. What threw me off at the beginning was the stock controller. The throttle came on so aggressively that holding a steady crawl under 10 mph on a crowded path was tough. It went from idle to push forward in a blink, and I kept feathering the throttle just to keep it smooth. I care a lot about control on powerful bikes, so I swapped the original controller for a VESC 75200 Pro. It's a programmable controller you can tune from your phone. The difference was huge. Throttle response turned linear and predictable, so I can creep at walking pace or roll on hard without the bike feeling like it's running away from me. If you're new to this, changing controllers isn't a must, and it's not a beginner job, but I enjoyed dialing it in. For me, the ride went from spicy to polished. Ride comfort is strong for city streets. The inverted fork up front and the spring shock out back shrug off potholes and rough pavement. On loose gravel and rocky paths, it's still pretty comfy, but the rear can feel clunky, and it will bottom out if you slam into a bigger edge or try to hop a curb too aggressively. You can tune it and improve it a bit, but it's not a dirt bike or a hardcore mountain bike. It's an e-bike with more travel than average, and it handles ramps, city shortcuts, and light off-road just fine. Braking is where it really earns trust. The hydraulic setup with big rotors grabs hard without feeling grabby. I ran it on a long, steep hill and did a couple of quicker stops in busy traffic. No fade, no drama. The brake-activated tail light is bright and helps a lot at night or in rain. On battery and range, I tested pure throttle with no pedaling on mostly flat routes and got just under 35 miles, which lines up well with the claim. If you use pedal assist, you'll get more. The bike has 5 levels of pedal assist, which means the motor helps more or less as you pedal, and that stretched my weekend rides noticeably. It takes around 8-9 hours for a full charge, so I plug it in overnight if I've got a long ride planned. Fit matters on a bike this size. I'm 5'9", and the upright position feels natural. The saddle height and reach to the bars worked well for me, but I can see riders under about 5'5", finding it a bit tall and wide. It's also heavy, well over 100 pounds, so lifting it into a car or carrying it upstairs is not fun. Rolling it around is fine, deadlifting it is the challenge. The color display is bright and easy to read in daylight. Speed, battery, trip distance, and mode are right there at a glance. You get 3 ride modes: pure electric, throttle only, and pedal assist. If you want to pedal with minimal motor help to save battery, you can. You can also ride it with the motor off, but the weight makes that more like a workout. Mode changes are quick with a button on the bars, and you don't have to dive into menus. For folks new to e-bikes, pedal assist is simple. The bike senses your pedaling and adds motor power to make it easier, while throttle mode is like a scooter. You go with your right hand. Performance is where the TUTTIO ICT puts a grin on your face. On open roads, I've seen roughly 43 mph, but it's the launch that stuck with me. The fat tires, the low stance, and that immediate torque make short stretches feel exciting. Wheelies come easy if you shift your weight. On dirt, loose gravel, and even a dusting of winter slush, The tires keep you moving with more grip than I expected. When the sun drops, the headlight throws a broad, useful beam, and the tail light pops so cars notice you. It's not perfect. The weight is real, and the suspension, while better than a hardtail, has limits if you're aiming for technical trails or repeated jumps. Tight city storage and walk-ups are a hassle. Also keep in mind the legal side. Many places cap e-bike speed and power for street use. If you're running over 28 mph, you may be in moped or motor-driven cycle territory. I'd check your local rules and ride responsibly. It's perfect for riders who want motorcycle-style punch without the noise, who split time between pavement and light trails, and who value strong brakes and bright lights as much as raw speed. In my opinion, the TUTTIO ICT blurs the line between a robust e-bike and a lightweight electric moto in a way that feels honest. The look draws attention, the power keeps you smiling, and the range is solid for daily rides and weekend fun. I'd recommend this for anyone stepping up from a typical commuter e-bike who wants more torque, more tire, and more confidence at higher speeds. If you're smaller or you need to carry it often, try a test fit and think about storage. If you love tuning, the controller and suspension give you room to make it your own. From my experience, swapping the controller turned a very fast bike into a very fast bike I can fine-tune for crowded paths or open roads, which matters to me more than any single spec. In conclusion, the TUTTIO ICT is the kind of e-bike that makes short rides feel like an excuse to get out. Strong motor, dependable brakes, real-world range, and a design that looks the part. It won't replace a dirt bike off-road or a featherweight city bike for stairs, but it nails the fun factor and day-to-day usability better than I expected. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the TUTTIO ICT.